Alright, so I'm going to put on a pair of gloves here, and we're going to stain this half of the table in the Champagne Haywood Wakefield Reproduction Refinishing Stain. So what I'm going to do is, like I said before, you want to make sure you shake your product and have it thoroughly mixed, and then pour it into a container. That'll make it a little bit easier for you to dip your staining pad in. Okay, so here's a sample. This is what we're going to end up with. Okay, so I'm going to take my staining pad, or if you don't have these, a rag, and just dip it in your stain and just rub it on. Now I tend to like to, now I usually always apply my stains in a circular motion. So here's the important thing when you're applying this stain, is that you want to work in small sections. You can't apply it to the whole piece, because what will happen is it'll start to dry on you. And once it starts to dry, you won't be able to remove it properly, and it will appear to be a little bit streaky, okay? So you'll think that I have streaks or blotches in the stain, and what it really is that it's just that the stain is dry and you're not removing it properly. Okay, so what you want to do to avoid that is make sure that you keep it wet. Now, you should have up to probably about 8 minutes or so open time, 8 to 10 minutes in a perfect condition, in a perfect environment. Okay, 8 to 10 minutes until this starts to really dry. However, that's really from when you start. Okay, 8 minutes, 10 minutes goes by pretty quickly. So what I do is you want to work in small sections. Okay, work on one half of the top, and then another half of the top, and then a side panel, and so forth. You can't apply the stain to an entire piece all at once and then think that you're going to be able to get it all off before it starts to dry. You'll end up with a streaky finish. Okay, now if it does start to dry on you, all we need to do is keep it wet. So if it starts to dry, all I need to do is just apply a little bit more stain and re-wet it. Okay, I can just continue to re-wet the stain for as long as I need to. Okay, until I'm ready to remove it. So all you need to do is just continue to re-wet the stain. So you just apply a little bit more stain and re-wet it. Okay, and then once you have it applied to your entire surface, just remove it with a dry cloth. So then you'll just take a white rag and wipe it off. Now, it doesn't matter so much when you apply it which direction you go. You can go against the grain, but when you wipe it off, you always want to be wiping it off with the grain. Okay, always wipe it with the grain. Now I'm going to show you a couple tricks here. So what I'll do is I'll wipe it off. Okay, and then kind of finish the side off, wipe the edges. Okay, and then one last time with a dry cloth with no stain on it. I just kind of I wipe it off sort of like an airplane taking off and landing. All right.